All right, so on this video, we're going to be talking about faith, right? One of the keys of our journey here. And by the way, if you're new here, we have 5 keys, right? One of them is faith, which is the very first one. And it's the most important one, just to let you know. So it is faith, then family, fitness, finances, and future. All right, so on this video, since we're going to be talking about faith, we're going to go to Proverbs. All right, Proverbs. I used to read Proverbs every single day. Proverbs is a book in the Bible written by Solomon. And Solomon was King David's son. So like today, I would read a chapter every day. That means today is the 29th. So we'll go to chapter 29 and we'll read the whole chapter. Now, every chapter has a certain amount of verses. This one has 27. All right, 27. So what I would usually do here on these videos is I will grab one of them, right? Grab a verse that stands out the most and cover it here with you guys when it comes down to faith, right? If you go to the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 17, it'll tell you how to increase your faith, because everybody is given a measure of faith for God's purpose, right? Right there in the same book in Romans, it says that all things work together for good to those that love God, to those that are the called according to his purpose, right? So he gives everybody a measure of faith, and then once you have that faith, once you are saved, now you work out your own salvation. What does that mean? You grow in faith, just like a baby. Once you're born, you start growing, right? In stature, you become an adult, so on and so on. All right. So, right here, we go to chapter 29, and we read verse 11. Verse 11 says, "A fool vents all his feelings, but a wise man holds them back." Why? Why? There's a difference between feelings and what's true, right? What's true and wise. You're going to hear me say this a lot. The flesh is weak, but the spirit will be willing, right? We're supposed to be walking by faith, not by sight, right? So sometimes you feel like doing something, but it's not the right thing to do. So you don't go based on your feelings, right? You don't go based on your feelings. You go based on what's true, right? How do we know what's true? The Word of God is true, right? So that's why when it comes down to growing in faith, you start learning what truth is, right? What truth is. Now, when you hear something from the world, the culture, everything's always changing. If you notice, in the world, everything is always changing. Like, oh, we messed up. It was supposed to be like this. Oh, we messed up. Let's change it again. Everything's being changed. Everything goes up and down like a roller coaster. The Word of God is the only word, the only truth that is established. It never moves. It's been the same, and it's going to stay the same to the end. Right? So that proverb says that whoever vents their feelings is a fool. Right? Is a fool. Yeah, because it's not about what the flesh wants. The flesh, we do bad things because of the flesh. Right? A lot of times, you've been there, I've been there. We do something and we're like, man, that was a horrible thing that I did. I can't believe I did that. Right? That's because you submitted yourself to the flesh. Right? And so it says, but a wise man holds them back. Why? Because the flesh is weak. Sometimes we're going to have a feeling of sin. Right? But another thing on top of that, how do we hold it back? Through Christ, who will strengthen us. Believing, right? Believing. So, Proverbs chapter 29, Proverbs chapter 29, verse 11, covered on this video here. Let me know if you guys want more of these. I'll make more. I'll make a ton of these. The Proverbs of the day, and we'll talk about these scriptures right here. Grow in faith so that you may not stumble, right? Just like a little baby, you must learn how to walk so that you may not stumble and fall. All right, so again, 5 keys: faith, family, fitness, finances, future. And the master key is balance. Hit the like button before you leave. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, be safe, stay motivated.